Hey guys, welcome. It's Nikki Free. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys are having a great Valentine's Day and hope you got a lot of flowers, candy, or whatever it is your heart desires. I am here to do a quick overview of the interview that Jussie Smollett had this morning with Robin Roberts on Good Morning America. So it started out, Jussie was sitting across from her, and he was looking like a little snack. I must admit, I have a crush on Jussie. I think Jussie is so cute and everything. So, I had to really focus on what he was saying and take out of my head the little, my crush. But anyway, so Jussie was sitting across from her. His eyes looked really glassy and kind of red. It looked like he had been crying or was about to cry. You know, that teary look that you have after you've been crying or when you're just right about to cry. That's how he looked, like in his eyes. And then, he spoke about how he told the truth and he just didn't understand that if he just came out and told the truth, he just told his story, why is it that no one believed him? He just didn't get that. So he came out and said that. And then he also spoke about how he just kind of felt that people, they just didn't want to see the truth almost, he said that he didn't necessarily think they didn't believe him. He just said that he felt that people just didn't want to see the truth. Now, by that, I'm not sure if he meant like people would rather, it's more entertaining if it's not true, and people would rather like second guess someone to make it newsworthy. I'm not sure, but I mean, that's what he said. He just said that he feels that they didn't want to see the truth. And then Robin, she asked him about the details of the night, and he said that he landed in Chicago, and his manager, Frank Gatson, I believe that was his name, he said that manager, not his manager, his creative director. I believe the guy was his creative director. I'm sorry. I hope, don't quote me on this. Either his creative director, I believe he said creative director for the gentleman, but anyway, someone close to him in his camp picked him up from the airport. He said once he got to his apartment, there was no food, so he decided to go to Walgreens because he figured Walgreens would be open 24 hours, in which, in his defense, the Walgreens where I live, they're open 24 hours. So I know, in the LA area, that's pretty common, so he may have thought that it was like that in other cities too. But the one thing that he said that kind of caught my attention was he said he went to Walgreens because he thought it would be open 24/7. And then he said, and he went for a smoke. Now, I've never known Jussie to be a smoker. He doesn't look like a smoker, in which I know what does a smoker look like. But I didn't think Jussie was a smoker. So was he talking about weed? I'm not sure. But he said, I went out for a smoke. Okay, so to me, if he went out for a smoke and he indeed, and this is all alleged, I don't know what he was smoking, but I'm saying if he was smoking weed, perhaps that's why he was able to kick off in the attackers' asses and fight them off, because he was maybe kind of loose and wasn't like tense and didn't like stress and freak out. I don't know. But then wouldn't he be like kind of laid back? If he was high, I don't know what he was smoking, but anyways, let me get back on track. He did say that he went out for a smoke and to go to Walgreens because he thought it was open 24 hours. And he also mentioned like he was just kind of like over it with people saying, oh, it was 2 a.m, blah, 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 because he said that, yeah, places stay open late, 24 hours. He said, what do you think they're open for? Like, why do you think places are open 24 hours? So there was that. Then he said he got to the Walgreens and realized the Walgreens was not open. The Walgreens was closed. So he called the gentleman back, his the Frank guy, that's his, I think, creative director, and said, hey, you know, I guess he told him Walgreens was closed, and he let him know, hey, there's a Subway across the street. Do you want me to get you something at Subway? So the gentleman, he ended up, he ended up walking across the street to go to the Subway, and someone said Empire. And he said that he was like, I don't answer to Empire. But then he said that they used the word, that's when they used the word like faggot and the N-word and all of that. I guess I couldn't, they kind of bleeped it out. I don't know if he said nigga or nigger or something like that they used those words, and then they kind of like bleeped it out. But, you know, from everything that took place, I know that's what he said, you know, and I read his lips. He said those were the words that they used. And no disrespect to anyone by saying those words. I'm just repeating what he said that the perpetrators allegedly said to him. I'm just trying to get a picture painted here, so none of my words are meant to be offensive or anything like that. At any rate, he went ahead and said that he went over, at this time, I guess he had already ordered his sandwich, but it was when he was walking out that the people said those slurs to him. They were racial slurs and homophobic slurs that was said to him. And they said them to him as he was walking walking out of the Subway. He said, and then I guess one of the perpetrators came. The perpetrator hit him. He said he hit him back. And then the other perpetrator, there was a second one, was kicking him in his back. But he said the one thing he wants everyone to know is that he fought back. He said a lot of you people out there think that gay men are weak. And he said he is not weak. And you know what? I believe Jussie. He meant that, you know. And they like showed the picture of him when he was in the hospital. And certainly Jussie looked like he had been attacked. And they showed different angles, because I know we all saw that angle of him where he had like the little scratch, but they showed another side of his face and it looked really like swollen. It looked like there was like another bruise. So everything was, you know, gelling, like when he was telling his story, honestly, on Good Morning America. So then he proceeded to really get emotional, you know, when he started talking about more of the gay side of things. And he also mentioned that he was really, he didn't have to add on, they had on a MAGA hat, because they had already called him a racial and homophobic slur. He said it was already a horrible attack. He said he didn't need to add that. He didn't say that about them having the MAGA hats on, and he said that wasn't necessary, he said, because the attack itself was already so bad. So there was that. He said that on the phone, okay, because Robin brought up, why didn't you give them the phone, you know, like, what's up with the phone? Because that's been the whole thing, the phone. Why didn't he, you know, I guess give them the phone? And he said, which, you know, it makes sense. He said his, like, family members, his partner, his, he said he had some recordings on there, some videos, you know, stuff like, I get it, because I have stuff on my phone that I don't want people to see. You know, I'm not trying to hand my phone over like that. And he said that the phone was going to be going to some tech, so he made it seem like, too, like the person, he just didn't feel like his phone would be that secure, really. And he said they had already come out with these fake narratives that it was like a date gone bad. And he said, you know, he just said that he was really devastated, pretty much, about the narrative that it could have been a date gone wrong, because he said that first of all, he is not on dating sites. That's what he said. He said that, you know, years ago, he said he was on dating sites like when he was single. But Jussie, I don't know if you guys know, Jussie has a man. He has a partner, and he seems to be good with his partner. I mean, he seems to be, you know, I guess he's a faithful man, you know? So I don't think, I mean, he made it seem like he has no reason to be going out there, you know? Okay, so then He said he wasn't on dating sites, and he is offended that you guys are saying that he is out there on Grindr and Tinder and all these apps trying to get a little, action or whatever. So he didn't like that. And he said it's not true. So there was that. So he addressed that. He also said something that, something to think about. He said he feels that if he would have come out and said a black person or like a Mexican or a Muslim person had attacked him, he said he feels like everyone, there would have been less doubters. He said the people that are doubting him now, because he said it was someone white, he said he feels like those people, had he said it was a Muslim, a Mexican, or somebody black, he said he feels like those people would have supported him more. There was, he said also, like, when he went back, another part of the story was when he went back to, I guess, the area with the cop, he looked up and he saw a camera. And the camera was a perfect angle, he said, to capture possibly the attackers and, I guess perhaps what happened, some of what happened or whatever. But he said that the camera, the police said that the camera was pointing in the north direction, which obviously was the wrong direction to capture what it needed to capture. So he said he was really, he seemed to be really bummed out about that, and he's just still hoping that there's footage out there somewhere to capture all this. He said he wants it to capture, he wants all this stuff to come out and surface because he wants everyone to see that he fought back. And he definitely emphasized that people seem to think that gay men are weak, and he's not weak. He's with the shits, Jussie is about it, Yes, Jussie. Yes, he's a man, so he can hold it down. He's letting you know they ran up on the wrong one. But anyway, so Jussie's saying that he fought back. He was like, he didn't run off, they ran off. So, he said he put the paws on them, and they ran off. So obviously Jussie, he was about it. All right. So Jussie's saying, look, I can protect myself. I'm gay. Don't say like because I'm gay, I'm weak and I couldn't protect myself. I'm not a man. He's a man. And I can appreciate that, Jussie. And he also talked about, he wanted everything to come out. He wanted some footage to surface because he's tired of people saying, like, the alleged attack. Because according to him, it's not an alleged attack. It's an attack because it happened to him, And he just seemed very frustrated that this happened to him and that he's going through this. He's trying to work with the cops and get these guys found. And then he has to deal with the backlash from his people, even in his own community, like the gay community. I personally have seen some, gay people in the gay community expressing doubt, and not really supporting Jussie on this one. I think Jussie understands that their story is kind of like, it's kind of like, there's room for doubt. But his whole thing is, it happened, okay? So stop doubting me, because it happened. And, if you put yourself in Jussie's shoes, I get it. If something like that happened to me and people were doubting me, I would be devastated too. Sometimes weird things happen, and that's what he said. Something weird just happened. And he, in closing, I remember he was saying how, like, he told a friend, he was talking to a friend of his, and she kind of expressed like she felt that they were not going to find these attackers, alleged attackers, I should say. And he really broke down, okay? This is when he started crying. He was like wiping his eyes. He was very emotional. He just said it just sucks because he feels like these people could go on and attack someone else, and they're just going to go on about their lives. And meanwhile, he's stuck back here dealing with this, which is true. And he's also dealing with public backlash, too, because people are thinking he is not telling the truth. So by them not catching these people and by them, there's not been any proof, he just feels that it's not good for him. At any rate, since this morning, I am not sure. I was on social media and I saw something. Now what I'm about to say is completely alleged. And I'm not even sure. It's just something I saw in passing. I do need to do a little bit more research on it, but I'll throw it out there, and you guys can kind of look and see if you see anything about it. Someone was reporting that possibly the police have, I guess, the persons of interest or whatever, the police searched their home and they found, and they were Nigerian. They found out that the people were Nigerian. So this, I don't know. This is just like something that I saw on social media. I'm not really sure if it is true or not. So yeah, there's been stuff. This just came out. I do want to do a little bit more research on that, but yeah, I'm not sure on that. Jussie, he did admit that they had on ski masks. He said he only saw like the top portion of their like the eyes, and then like the top like of their nose, kind of like where the holes are in a ski mask. And he said being that they were in Chicago and they, it's so cold, it's not weird for someone to have a ski mask on. So now for me, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out here. When it comes to my take on all of this, I listened to Jussie. I watched the video a few times, and to be honest with you, just being completely honest, in watching it, I believed him. I believed him, and I just feel like we have to like let the police do what they're gonna do. And at this point, I'm putting myself in his shoes, and if I were attacked, if something odd happened to me that wasn't explainable, and people were doubting it, I would feel horrible. So at this point, I do see that there's some weird things with the story, but I do believe Jussie, and I'm kind of going by track record too. Jussie has never been problematic as far as pulling stunts and doing things like this. So I'm just hoping for the best, and I hope he is not getting into this whole wave of trying to be relevant, because now he's definitely relevant. There was a lot of people saying, I didn't even know who he was before this attack. So, yeah, people really know him now. I mean, even Trump, like, made a statement, like, about him, saying that, what happened to him was, like, basically saying it was unacceptable. So, I mean, now his name is out there, so, yeah. And, I mean, he even said, like, too, kind of, like, in so many words, like, why would he do this? Why would he have to make something like this up? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and lean towards just what I saw. I believe him. Something happened to him. He was attacked somehow. Also, this is only a part one of this situation, because Robin Roberts, she aired part of the interview, but she said the rest of it will air tonight on Dateline. So, yeah, I'll watch Dateline tonight and see if there's any more information. At this point, I'm just kind of trying to see. So many things are coming out, and a lot of things are fake and phony. I don't know. But to me, I think it's good to have all of the information. We need to hear all sides. I always say that. Let's hear all sides. Let's not, be biased. It's good to hear all sides. I really want to know what's going on with the investigation. I want more credible people to come out and find out, did the police really find some people of interest? Before I go, also, Jussie did mention that he felt that the two images that they found, the two people walking, he feels like that could very well be his attackers. He said that he doesn't, he believes still believes that could be the attackers. So, I don't know. Jussie believes that could be them. So, and they said that the people were homeless. Well, even though they were homeless, doesn't mean that, a homeless person can still attack someone. So, them being homeless doesn't, like totally mean that they didn't do it. So I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate. I know that a lot of people feel, you know, Jussie is full of shit, this is bullshit, and et cetera, et cetera. But I am going to give Jussie the benefit of the doubt. You know, I'm hoping that no one would ever do something like this, because there are real victims out there, and this type of thing would definitely make it harder for people. So, and Jussie has never come off as that kind of person that would do something like that. So at any rate, right now, guys, I am going to be Team Jussie. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to keep watching. I have my eye on Jussie, though. I do have my eye on him. I am not saying 100% that he is 100% telling the truth, 100%. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying that I'm going to support that what he's saying is, you know, his truth. You know, this is his truth. This is what happened to him. And I can only go by what he's saying at this point. Innocent until proven guilty. I'm trying to follow that and just give him the benefit of the doubt, okay? I know that things could come out later and they could say, oh, this is what happened. And when it does, at that time, we can deal with Jussie at that time. You know, at that time, Jussie will lose credibility if something like that ever happened. But if it comes out that he was telling the truth and some tape surfaces, people will feel really bad that they kind of dragged this man and didn't believe him and didn't support him. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, guys. I will be doing another video, hopefully, on R. Kelly. R. Kelly is back in the news. R. Kelly, another tape has surfaced with an alleged underage girl. Supposedly, it's a different tape from the tape that he already went to trial for. So they're, according to, you know, news outlets like TMZ, it's pretty serious this time. R. Kelly, I don't know. I feel like they're not going to stop until R. Kelly's ass is behind bars this time. I don't see them letting up on him. I don't know. I definitely will come back, though, and do a video on that. Aside from that, I hope you guys enjoy your Valentine's Day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.